sucks. All types of ways to be confused in this life. About whether or not this reality even wants you to be happy and to enjoy your existence and to not think that it's all some type of trap. Different ways to put that. I'd say trap right now is where, let's say, for example, modern science, modern everything, pharmacology, these things dive into the micro to try to explain the macro. Dive into the micro and you try to analyze, say, what cannabis does, and come out with conclusions. Science people would come out with being that, oh, weed must be some plant that grew a chemical on itself that would confuse and disorient its eaters so as to lead them away or something, or give them the munchies and hopefully they don't eat more of the plant or something. Well, when you dive into the micro, you will find contradictions. And contradictions are what you have left over when you apply a bad theory, as Terence McKenna would say. So, of course, when you dive into the micro, you're not going to be able to understand the micro. There's no, like, we got the Fibonacci, we make us think that, like lightning patterns and plants, like if we can understand the single bottom part, that we would be able to explain the top part because it all must be the same and must be repeating upwards or something, but that's wrong. You dive into the micro, you're going to be forming conclusions that don't conclude. You'll have answers that don't answer, and you'll have explanations that don't explain. Because you're just compressing reality. And based on some misunderstanding that you can compress it and formulates the top part. That's wrong. You're just able to come out with a conclusion that's easy to come out with, and it will be instantly argued by people, or just be like, it's not exactly true, it's partially right at best. And so when life gives you all these potions, there's all these options, who should you trust? Who should you trust? Should you trust what God made? Or would you trust what another human made? I mean, there's clearly, obviously, no comparison at all. That another human trying to make something that can affect your mind so as to make it better, period, is literally just the biggest fallacy that has come out of all this assimilated modern education, modernized folk. Oh yeah, they sat in a box for 4 years longer than I did. Picture that. They sat in a box 4 years longer than you did. You know yourself, inside yourself, is just kind of just downloading a bunch of stuff that you didn't really understand, and just sort of makes sense. Just big words you got to remember, and then you get A on the test, and then you're good. And then you get the degree after 4 years of discipline, really, really hard work of downloading a bunch of stuff that other people, other humans, concluded. Of course, and America has its own whole type of pharmacology approach to health than other countries. Any other country generally has a different approach. Anywhere in Asia, they have completely holistic approaches. And, that sounds like they're hating or something. The holistic seems like it would fail them, so why would those assholes... We gotta take out those misled rulers in those other countries who are making their people sick by not giving them modern pharmacology. And the AIDS epidemic, invent AIDS. Invent the cure in the next day. And I ain't gay, okay? Life's potions. Life gives you lemons. Squirt them in people's eyeballs. Life gives you lemons, take the pills instead. It's too acidic. You don't want to get that acidic on your teeth. If you brush your teeth right after you had lemons, you'd be screwed, man. You shouldn't have lemons, you should have pills. Life gives you all these options. Alcohol or weed. Alcohol or weed. What's it gonna be, folks? Alcohol or weed? Clearly, they're quite opposites of each other. You see, because the reason you get cross-faded when you smoke cannabis while drunk, it's because you are taking two opposing things and mixing them. Cross-faded. And the real root of the opposition can be felt by the perceiver. So people who don't smoke weed, you just don't know. You drink alcohol, way more, you guys know alcohol. You turn into someone who's willing to grab everything they want, instead of earning that attention. And instead, if you smoked weed, you would all be like, whoa, this world is crazy, man. What is going on? And you'd all be having deep philosophical conversations, at least if you have good friends. Just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what my problem is. I just, yeah. Liquid. If you've never had this before, have it. Not a sponsor. Have it, though. It's the best drink on the planet. It'll restore, I think, all of your chakras at once. This is like what I drink nowadays. It's these, aloe vera, and fucking coconut water. That's what I drink nowadays. Mango juice. Like thick mango juice. That Bolt House Farms type shit, nigga. Oh, and then fucking naked mango. Living large, naked mango juice. So you see, you have this other option. And no one in America really ever seems to notice the importance of. Instead of, say, driving to a gym to work out, instead, make a workout out of walking. Carry a bunch of stuff. You need to freaking do that errand that you haven't done in a while, do it. And just take the long routes instead of going to the gym if you already have a shower. I just caught my spit. I had a low trajectory and I was trying to move out of the way. If only the world was like The Last of Us in the end. You know, actual zombies, not just brain-dead lab rat zombies that you can't fucking blow the head off of. Headshot! It's like, oh, damn! His fucking head blows off because he's a crazy zombie that's infected, totally gone. You know, the person in him was totally gone. So a headshot is able to be appreciated, so we're able to kill the zombies. And now it's just humans who have literally, completely, utterly integrated Agent Smith's design. His last stick his hand into your chest move, and the blackness starts spreading out. You turn into that fucking hunk of a man. That hunk. Oh, these hunks. They're still seemingly human. You guys had so many options. You just kept choosing to take the option that was hand-picked for you by your handy-dandy media owners, being those who rule your fucking country, because those who rule the country are the ones who rule the media. ever seen greater strings of absolutely undigested, brain-dead fucking nonsense memes coming from the women population, the female population, over the course of the beginning of the coronavirus hysteria? Not outbreak, hysteria. That's the most important relative side of everything that happened, the hysteria, because it wouldn't have been anything more than the flu, than what the flu is today. Flu shot being something that if you don't take the flu shot, you won't get sick anymore. That's how bad pharmacology is. That's how misled about all our options we are. Maybe get your child the tetanus shot, given how many fucking scraps of metal are everywhere now that we've totally laid garbage across the face of the planet and had so many wars and shit that maybe the fucking goddamn ocean is poisoned with rust by now or something. So misled. Entirely lifedly misled. I can't imagine us having more than 20 years maximum of, any bit of human rights existing, any bit of freedom actually being attainable. You guys have already convinced yourselves of the silver lining which justifies your life of slavery to you personally. The silver lining of, oh, now that I spent my whole last 2 years saving up for this vacation, saving up vacation time for this vacation, and now I can actually enjoy existence at all. At all. Now that I have wasted the last 2 years, that I can enjoy this in any moment, because now I have this free time. I'm free again. I'm free. Now I can enjoy it at all. The hell is that? You're just brain dead, brainwashed slave, justifying the silver lining, using the silver lining to justify your fucking wasted life as a slave. Just keep handing down the same garbage bullshit that you learned to justify your life, your bullshit wasted life, to your children, and have them do the same bullshit. Just extend your stay in hell that much longer. You try to convince them, and they're gonna be like, no, and then they're gonna hate you by the time they quote-unquote believe you. I might believe that you're right, that this is our only option, to become a fucking slave. But, I see another option of fucking destroying this system. So that isn't our only goddamn option. Now that the whole world serves money, which is an illusion. Money, which is an illusion. That we all collectively agree upon, so it has power. And you know what happens when money has the power? We build a bunch of prisons across the face of the planet for all of us to be imprisoned by, and then, by the time you might have paid off that $500,000 or $1 million debt for that prison, that you go from prison slave position, that home to your slave position, and then back to your prison home, slave prison. And then, you feel the need to make use of that place because now, you've earned it, quote unquote. You've earned the land, you've earned the house, when earning actually implies that you made it. Not to say that every constructor now should be able to just go into your house and steal your things. Just saying that all it takes, according to reality, all it takes, and according to reality, to earn a home is to build it. Build it yourself. You should owe no one money for that land either. Build a house on a land. Oh, you didn't have faith that I would build something that's appealing to your eye, so I have to pay for it to motivate a greater construction hub. Well, aren't you just the most handy-dandy fascist this world has ever fucking seen? I'm sure you'll be promoted to the top of the ranks to be the nice, perfect headline expert to portray the bullshit that the world currently needs to hear to further spiral into fucking darkness and madness and nonsense and getting fucked in the ass harder because your perfect expert opinion, which is just your own bullshit that we hired you for. Dear. What's up, dear? He's like 10 feet away from me. I'm always wasting this food on this dude. I should have freaking moved the camera. Stupid. Well, at least I only thought about the camera at the end. Anyways. Life is beautiful. And you can find absolute peace in a prison, just looking at a wall. Fear the man who will just look at a wall and find that, look within himself for his own problems, find his own, understand Satan, fucking get above him, stay above him, learn how he works, why he works, so that you can stay above it. Fear the man who faces himself. Those are the most elite up among us, the truest elite among us, the ones who face themselves and answer their own bullshit that they manifest. Progressively, continuously shedding layers of just nonsense and potential for nonsense. The more time you spend doing it, the stronger you get. People think that this society is what leads them to become strong, that they must put up with this bullshit for just a certain amount of time, and eventually they'll become an adult, when exactly that's the main keeps always saying the main problem of America. There are so many fucking problems. So many main problems because there's just all these different areas that are all equally, at least, sort of about equally problematic. Too many problems to shake a fucking stick at. Expounds. Yeah, you stay original, stay true to your mind, stay with your mind. The second you start thinking about how you perceive other people doing things, going all the way into their inner thoughts, which you can't do. You can only do sometimes. For example, you randomly just choke on some water and you're in a restaurant, so you can't cough properly. Are you going to so delude yourself inside your mind unto not being able to cough properly due to your processing of the idea of other people inside their minds thinking that now you have the coronavirus and they're going to be afraid and having to get themselves tested because now you're coughing because you choked on some water? Anyone who would think that is just their own toxic nightmare who needs to have their own nightmare for a change. Well, as it goes, but instead of you receiving the nightmare of their bullshit, let them just have it. Don't dive into their nightmare if they're going through a nightmare. And the rest, you can appreciate the rest because they're going to understand that you just choked on some water. And then everyone knows. At least everyone who's worth anything. Fuck the rest. Not literally, but visibly. Fuck the rest. These crows, man, what are you doing? Fuck off, crow! Speaking infallible truth here, fuck off. That's why I love Rage Against the Machine. Them and I suppose Pink Floyd, about the only bands that have, at least, I suppose Angels and Airwaves as well, that have infallible lyrics. But no, the reason I'm able to do Screamo and Scream with Rage Against the Machine is because those lyrics are infallible. And by that, I suppose, take any angle and try to analyze their lyrics, try to take any angle, and you are just, if you come out with some negative idea, it was because you just removed yourself from basically being a human. And not totally in the flesh, but just in that you actually have self-respect that hasn't been robbed from you assimilation style. So that you can end up knowing yourself Because knowing oneself is spawned in self-respect. Not entirely. It's practically almost entirely spawned in God, because until you start seeking God and Jesus, you won't have these answers that will only come to you when you start seeking God and Jesus. There are answers out there that are kept from us because we haven't deserved them yet, because we haven't started seeking God truly. Seeking Jesus. Jesus is literally our salvation. The ways that you failed in your life shall be redeemed through Him. You just have to seek Him, make a relationship with Him, treat Him like your brother. Don't think you can fool Him either. He knows every secret that you have. Every single secret. He's willing to treat you like a brother if you are so to Him. Oh man. Dude, these ants, man, you're falling out of design. You guys are going all over the place. You're supposed to not be where you're not supposed to be. Is it me that's out of place? I'm thinking. Dude, this is the worst part of long hair. Fucking flies into your hair like they're all doing nowadays, taking on fucking titans. You never know if you gotta know. You can't really know. You basically know. It's not in there anymore. Unless you heard it fly away again, which I just didn't. Be like me right now. Be like, I suppose I need a hairdo done anyways. My favorite, my absolute favorite part about all this noise, it'd have to be this is generally the same thing I say. I suppose I could elaborate further this time. It'd have to be how it drowns out one's ability to manifest in a local space without amplification. So, in case you need the permit, you need to tell the police a general idea of what you're doing. And so, I'm speaking out against the system, waking people up to the fact that they're Agent Smiths so that they can remove those programs. And, attacking verbally with freedom, pharmacology, modern science, assimilation, slavery, world destruction, deserving wrath from God. I'd say it's just about time to build a pyramid and leave to the next us. But one can still earn favor in the eyes of God with the time that they have left on this doomed planet. saw this meme, this like Indian dude, Middle Eastern-ish person, is saying how seriousness is illness, how spirituality is fun, joy, and laughter. And that's certainly that's the true thing to finding peace. You have to find joy, laughter, and those things. Peace is the ultimate self-recharge station. So if you feel like you can't be yourself, it's because you haven't had peace in so long. And you just got to be able to find a way to have peace just at moments, Most, of course, there's like two types of people in this context. Warrior state of mind person will be like out in the woods, and say he finds himself out in the woods and there's a beautiful sunset, and he's like, I can't just sit here trying to enjoy this when the world's about to burn. And the opposite, real quick, are the people who, they're like, oh, I can't let someone see me enjoy this, so I can't have this peace. The warrior state of mind people, you need to let yourself have peace when it is offered to you by the world around you. When you find yourself amidst it, be able to enjoy it. Just jump to it. Jump to being able to enjoy it. But seriousness is something that we all have to have at times, if not most of the time. Because it is not unserious to talk to God. It is not unserious to think what God is thinking. It's a serious thing. And that's the path of self-discipline, of not becoming a corrupt piece of shit, not becoming someone who just makes the wrong choice in every single area possible, or at least manifestedly does things wrongly every time he does anything. Just rage against the machine, motherfuckers. Rage against the fucking machine already. Times for peace and times for war. We all are offered both of these things. And so to treat oneself with polarization so that you find yourself choosing one side or the other is just going to end you up dying and being like, shit, I should have done both things. I should have known. I should have known somehow that, it's not polarization. It's all in between. It's all in between and outside of whatever you were thinking. Not ups and downs aren't always what they seem. The truth lies somewhere in between or around. And this video is going to take like 10 fucking hours to upload, so I'm just going to stop this video. And I'm gonna, be back. Part 2 of training video on how to live a life without needing someone to teach you step 1 and step 2 and step 3. Okay, we'll be, whatever, shut up. I hate you. I'm just joking, I love you. But I hate you.